Hello and welcome to a Slumber Island video. So recently I did a poll asking viewers to vote on a particular theme for a Slumber Island, and the mountain and forest theme won, got the most votes. So we're going to go with that. Now for this I've chosen a small island just because I don't want to overwhelm myself working on it. So it's going to be a small mountain and a small forest, but I'm going to have a lot of fun with it, I think. So thank you for those of you who voted. Really appreciate that. And let's get to it. So this is the first time that I've talked to Luna and that I've done this on this particular island. I'm using my island of Blep. So that was kind of fun to kind of go through all the dialogue with her and get a refresher on what to do. So my house is placed right here. I might move that. We'll see how that goes. But I chose an island that's already got a higher level back here. And so this is going to be the start of the mountain. So I'm going to build another level on top of that as well. And then I'm going to create a forest and maybe do some waterscaping, all that good stuff. Come up with some forest trails and paths and things. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. But first, I think I'm just going to get rid of these trees so we can have something of a blank canvas to start with. And then that way, they're not too distracting. Let's get rid of those. And then I have to remember, I have to remember how to access, my pockets. Okay. So let's get the dream ladder out. And I don't know if I'm going to extend as well this particular level. I might, but let's see what we can do in terms of cliff building up here right now. We have a pretty decent amount of space to work with, so I'm happy about that. All right, so let's get into build mode. And we press X. The controls are a little bit different than when we're on our regular island, so it's just a matter of getting used to that. So let's build some cliffs. And yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on doing the terraforming and building cliffs? Do you find it boring? Do you find it relaxing? Do you find it frustrating? Like when I accidentally do that? There we go. That's better. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave that here for now. We're gonna create like a few different like cliff tops and things up here. It's not just gonna be one continuous mass, just so we can add some pathing and a few more trees and just make it a little bit more interesting that way. Maybe some waterscaping too, as I said. I think that might be good to do, so we can consider that as well. Let's also add a little bit back here. I don't want to make them just like squares or anything. I do want to give them some interesting contours and shapes and things. So we're going to try to do that. Okay. Let's go for that. See, I didn't mean to do that. Oopsies. We can probably like add some stairs or something too, I'm thinking. So we could do something like that as well. Okay, yeah, something like this. That's good. And then I can maybe put some stuff on top to make it look more like a mountain peak. We'll see what we can do. And let's do some building over here as well. So it looks like the grass and the season of the dream matches the season in the game. So we're now done with the winter snow, which I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy about that. I was getting a little bit sick of the snow. Whoops. And for those of you who have followed my Hideaway series, I just stayed in the season of autumn for throughout that series. I sort of slowly made my way through from September to November with that one, and that was really nice because I love autumn in this game. It's such a great season. Probably my favorite season in the game. Nice. And let me know in the comments, how are you finding the Slumber Islands? Are you using them mostly for yourself? Are you doing collaborations with other players with them? Maybe a little bit of each? What do you prefer? I don't really know what I'm doing with these. I'm just gonna kind of take it as it comes, see what happens, see what inspires me with this. Make this one a little bit bigger than the other one, but add a few more nooks and crannies and things. Very nice. All right. Looks good so far. No, I might leave that open. Oh, no, that was a bit too much, wasn't it? Okay, so we do have to think about that. Well, that's okay. In which case, let's go for something like this. Round that off a bit. Okay, yeah. Okay. I think we can work with that. Maybe make this area just a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Okay. And then I think what we could do, let's go back out of design mode real quick and sort out this ladder. And then I might do a little bit of terraforming up here because I'm thinking I'm gonna add like, whoops, okay. Thinking I'm gonna add maybe a waterfall, maybe a little pool of water down here. So let's think about that. We can build up here. Okay. That's not quite what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so whoops. There we go. And let's go to the waterscaping. Okay, I need to get the hang of this again. Well, let's create a little pool of water down here. That's what I'm thinking. Doesn't have to be anything big, but just a little something down here. Not huge amounts of space to work with. That's okay. Let's try to round this section off. Make it look a little bit more natural there. Natural-ish. Let's see if I can do anything more with this cliff. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the waterscaping. Okay, yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. Okay, so we go back out. And we're still holding on to this ladder. That's great. And we can do a little bit more waterscaping. Okay. Wonderful. And let's... Oops, not quite what I wanted to do. Let's head up here. Okay. And there we are. We've got a nice little waterfall that you can kind of see. You can't see it completely, but that's okay. Oh, and there's already a fish down there in that little pool of water. That's awesome. Okay, great. So we got a little something there. Okay. So that's a start. I'll probably add another waterfall going somewhere else. Let's just think about that. So I think I'm going to extend this cliff space here and then maybe create another bit of top tier cliff. Okay, so let's go back to here and extend this out a little bit more. Whoops. There we are. And we can do a bit more. Yeah. Oh. Get closer there. There we are. Yeah, I don't know if we can change the season at all in this Slumber Island. I feel like I'm still kind of getting a feel for it and everything that you can potentially do with it. But I think they're pretty fun overall, and I've played collaboratively with others, and I've also just created a Slumber Island by myself, like I'm doing right now. And in either case, it's pretty nice. It's pretty fun. Okay, I think that's good for now. And so let's get back up here. And I'm gonna just have like a little pool of water here and just do a single waterfall rather than a double waterfall down here. So let's go back into construction mode. And we can do a little bit of a pond. Okay, something like that. There we are. And I kind of like it like that. I don't know. Let's see if we can maybe add another waterfall. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, that's cool. And back down we go. So we can create another pool of water down here as well. I'm gonna keep that going, or maybe a couple pools of water. Maybe we have like a little island down here too. So let's see what we can do about that. again, we're just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't and taking it from there. There's no uh, it's more of a general idea than a specific plan, if you see what I mean. But that's okay. I think that's kind of the point and the fun of these slumber islands. Um, oops, not quite what I wanted to do. There we are. Okay. And in fact, we're gonna maybe connect this so we can, in fact, create a little island. Maybe I'll put like a little picnic or something here. I don't know. Have to think of a few builds to do for this forest idea. And we could even have like a little land bridge. It could be more of a peninsula than anything. So I'll think about that too. Well, then I could either keep my house over there or I could just put it on the beach. So I'm not quite sure yet. Whoops, let's see about this. Rounding this off a bit, making it look a bit more natural. Okay. Let's see. Let's think about what we're doing here with the waterscaping. There we are. That's kind of what I wanted. And yeah. It's not like just a little meandering stream or something. That's kind of what's happening right now. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we'll make this pool of water just a little bit bigger, so maybe not so much a meandering stream. Never mind. Scratch that idea. But again, as I said, we're testing things out, you know? Seeing what works. And sometimes it takes a while to kind of figure that out. Okay. I think overall that's something. And we have the makings of a little something here. And there's another fish in the water there, so that's kind of neat. Okay, so we've got that. And I think I'm gonna head back up. So at some point we're gonna have to get some pathing. So, oh, how do we do that? I have to try to remember. No, those are items. Do I go back into design mode? Let's think about that. Right, custom designs. This is where we go. Okay. Yep, custom designs in Slumber Islands. Custom designs can be saved. Yep. If you delete the Slumber Island, the saved designs will be deleted too. Yep, okay. Press X to copy over. Okay, that's cool. Okay, yep, wonderful. Yep. Okay. So, all right, let's do this. bring over designs. So these are the different designs that I have, and these I found through the portal. So let's think about which ones we might want to add. I'm thinking this dirt path one for sure. Yeah, so let's add that. And yeah, I'll just add some of these. Okay, great. So yeah, so I just downloaded a few of these, and I think that'll get the job done overall for creating some interesting paths and things. And you know what? I think I want the house here because I want like it to be kind of at the edge of the forest. So we're gonna keep that here, and let's get rid of that, and let's lay down some paths. Okay, okay, so we've got some pathing down, which is a start, at least down here, and I'll add some more up top, but I figured, we can work with this. I just wanted to lay a little bit down of pathing, just to figure out what's going on, and then that can help us with like the placement of trees and plants and bushes and things. So for instance, here, um, let's let's get out of design mode, and then we can add some plants and things. So let's go do that. And I don't really know what kind of color scheme to use. I'm thinking, maybe I'm liking the greens and the browns and of course the blue from the water, so these nice natural calming kind of colors. But I do want a little bit of a pop of color here and there. So let's see what we can do. I'm kind of liking the white plumeria bush maybe. Maybe not. That's kind of a bluey green, those the leaves and everything. So maybe not. Let's just have a look and see what works. I think probably the orange olive tea bush is going to work. Maybe the blue hydrangea, but let's go for that maybe. Um, yeah, possibly. Let's just keep going and see what's happening with this. We could also maybe check the azalea bush. Ooh, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. What about the holly bush? Ooh, I'm kind of liking the holly bush to be honest. Um, let's also look at the camellia. Yeah, you know what? I'm preferring the camellia. I think that's going to give us just a nice little bit of color there. Um, okay, and then so we can have the camellia bush there, and then maybe, well, we can't have a tree, but we could potentially add a green mum plant or maybe a few more red flowers or some white flowers, something like that. So let's think what would complement maybe the white mum plant. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then down here, we could maybe have some glowing moss as well. Okay, so we have a little start, a little something here for this little peninsula and the path leading towards it. And we can even add, again, we could add some more glowing moss. I love the glowing moss, so I will be incorporating that quite a lot. A little bit of an issue potentially with the pathing there, but let's see if I can just add a bush to deal with that. So let's go back to the camellia. And what you can also do is if you press X, you can do different variations. So you don't necessarily have to have it in bloom. We could just have it sort of partially in bloom like that. And yeah, I think that looks quite nice. Okay, cool. And what else could we add here? I do like these black flowers as well. I think those might be quite attractive. So let's maybe add a black tulip over here. And we could maybe go back into design mode real quick and add some other codes that I downloaded as well. So just like some flowers, mushrooms, leaves, that sort of thing that I thought would be nice. So let's go for these leaves here. Yeah, lovely. Okay, nice. And we have a little something here. So we have a nice start for sure. And I'm just curious about maybe some other. Oh no, yeah, see I want like a proper green for the bush color. And a lot of these aren't, which is quite striking, quite surprising to me. So we might just be working with the camellias. I don't know about the pink either. I think I might just stick with the red. And I don't know if anything else. I think I've tried it all now at this point. Yeah, see, that's just not quite working out for me. I'm not quite feeling that one. So I wonder if we could like get a tree as well. So let's think about that too. So maybe a cedar tree. No, we can't do that one. Okay. Well, let's plant a flower then instead. So we could plant maybe a green mum. Yeah, I think that's really pretty. Yeah, you can't really decorate this little strip here. I think this is as far as it goes for adding pathing or anything else. But let's think about over here. What we could do is maybe add some more bushes and things. Or maybe add like some, I don't know, some vegetables or something. Maybe I should do like a vegetable patch behind the house or something like that. So let's think about that. I'll add some glowing moss in the meantime. Maybe another bush, another camellia bush. Yep. And we can do, I'm thinking more of like the cream colored whites. So the mums and the tulips in particular, rather than like the brighter whites. Yeah, I like that. I think that's nice. Okay, cool. But I would like to add a tree if possible. So let's see what we can do. And what's really fun is that you can do different sizes of trees, and that just opens up so many possibilities. I think really there's no. I find that hard to believe. Let's try this again. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anywho, yeah, this is fun. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but thank you for sticking with me if you do stick with me for all or most of it. So maybe here I'm going to if we create some fencing, I think that would be good too. So let's think about that too. What kind of fencing would look good for a forest? Probably the log wall fence. So let's go with that. Whoops. And we could like incorporate bushes in between or something like that too. So it doesn't just have to be a fence. Whoops. Let's just add something to the end there. Okay, so we don't have to have the fence going all the way around. And you know what? We're just gonna do it like this. There we go. Yeah, that adds just a little bit more definition. And we could even like add a little side path here or something as well if we wanted to. But what I'd like to do is maybe create a little bit more fencing, and I don't know, maybe I should just add trees. I feel like that might be easiest. I don't know how much of the vegetable patch you would see behind the house, so the tree option might be better. Okay, cool. And let's just keep going with that. Different sizes as well. Okay, so nothing that we can plant there, huh? Are you sure? Okay, well, I have a different idea. If we go to the plants here, maybe we can place something behind it and incorporate that. So we could incorporate a decayed tree, maybe a giant vine, or maybe a mush parasol. Let's think about that. Let's go for the white. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. We can have some other items here. Now I'm thinking about like I would kind of like a vegetable garden somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Maybe over here. We'll see. Let's focus. Focus, Rob. Okay, and then let's go back to the other trees. And you know, maybe we'll do like some apple trees. It doesn't just have to be the cedar trees, of course. Really? Oh my goodness. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. And let's see if there's anything else that we can place over here. Yeah, just like a little, I just want different sizes and types and things. So yeah, let's go with that for now. And I don't know if there's really anything else we can place back here plant-wise. Oh, we can actually. Okay, interesting. In which case, maybe just do that. And then maybe try to place this in between instead of directly behind. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's cool. And then maybe make this one a little bit bigger, in fact. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Okay, that's easy enough. Yeah, let's try that again. Make that really small. A baby tree. Yeah. Okay, super cute. All right. And then from there we can add maybe like some little path codes and things. Okay, so let's see what we can do about that. So we do have a few leaves and things we can place over here. Also add dirt path. Oh, whoops. Yeah, something like that. And we could add on top of that, maybe like one of those mushroom stools. A mushroom stool, a mum cushion as well might be nice. Also liking the glowing moss stool. And these vine benches. I think all of these are really going to come in handy. So let's start with that. Yeah, very good. Am I stuck? Not quite. Okay, great. And we'll add a few more. Maybe the odd red mushroom here and there. Yeah, really, really neat. And then what I'm probably going to do back here is maybe just do a little bit of filler back here. So let's think about maybe another flower or something to plant. Or we could plant one of these, like a vine. Whoops, I don't want to sit on it. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So we've got that, and then we can maybe plant something else. Well, I have a different idea. Big fan of the mush lamps, so I think I'm gonna add maybe like a mush lamp. No room. There's room. Come on, guys. And let's think about maybe a red mushroom. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Okay, that's as far back as that goes. That's fine. And whoops. And then maybe we will add some of that too. And should we do like maybe another bush? Just to kind of cap that area off. Let's think about that. Alrighty, so over here, I'm thinking maybe we add. I've got an idea. Okay. Let's get into design mode again real quick. It's not too hard to do that. I didn't quite mean to do that, but I'm gonna roll with this idea. I was gonna do like a dirt path, but I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put a giant vine back here. So let's see how that looks. And I think I'm gonna make it. Ooh, should I make it into the light green? Yeah, I do like that. I do like the light green. Beautiful. And yeah, I kind of like this pattern below it. Okay, neat. So then let's just add some flowers and things. Okay. So what do we got? We could do another black tulip plant over here. And we could add another. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Add another dirt spot over there, and then we can add like, oh, I don't know, another mushroom or something here. So let's head back up to the mush stools. Yeah. And we could do a red one. Oops, that's not quite what I was looking for. Try that again. Yeah. All right, nice. Neat. And then just going to add maybe a little bit of weeds as well. Again, we can kind of use those as a bit of filler. That tends to be convenient, and we can actually choose the glowing moss. We don't have to roll the dice with it. So let's go for that, and then maybe another flower, but it doesn't have to be in bloom. And we also have this beautiful lily of the valley, so let's add that just for something a bit different. Sure enough. And I don't really know what to do here, so... yeah, that'll do. Yeah, we could just add those mums as well. Not fully grown. That's okay. Yeah, we could maybe add some weeds back here as well. Yeah, beautiful. I really like the weeds. I think they're so pretty. Okay, neat. And I'm also thinking of just adding like a clump of leaves or something back here. So let's go back here. Pile of leaves. Yeah, to kind of complement the mush parasol. Maybe let's add another design here. Let's add some of these flowers here. Yeah. Have that growing. Beautiful. And let's get a little bit of furniture here too. Maybe get the bucket. Perfect. Yeah, nice. Okay, so it's coming together, this little section anyways, which is really cool. We still have a ways to go, but that's okay. We got this. We can do this. Okay, so carrying on, um, we are going to because I think up here, up top, it's really going to be just like a lot of trees and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, anyways. So, all right, let's get back into design mode and do some more pathing. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we have this little bit of path here, and then I think there's just enough space to kind of get some rows for a vegetable garden. So let's. I didn't quite intend to do this checkerboard style, but since we're doing it, since we're here, let's carry on. Okay, cool. And then what we can do is grow some plants. Yeah. And no particular order, just adding different plants, different vegetable plants. Lovely. All right, beautiful. Okay, so what we can also do is add a few other bits. So let's maybe add another flower or two. And again, we can kind of use these bright leaves over here, and then on top of that, I can add like a little bench or something. Yeah, with some gardening equipment on it as well. So what I tend to do, what I like to do, is use if we go up here to the benches, if we go to the log bench, and then you can place stuff on top of that too. And then I was also, I'm trying to remember what it's called now. But it's like one of these carts, but it's not those. It's something different, but I might go back to those if I can't find what I'm looking for. But I think it's down here, like with the camping stuff. So let's see if I can find it. So many items to keep track of and to remember their names. The utility wagon. That's what I'm looking for. The utility wagon. And let's go for red with let's see what other backgrounds there are. Let's go for the white background. See how that looks. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we'll just kind of have that like so. And we'll get out the watering can. And we'll do a red one. And if we go all the way down here, we could like just add like a little, well, I was thinking the pocket magazine looks cool. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, that's okay. What did I have there before? A carrot? Okay. I could put the pocket magazine maybe like on top here. We go back here. Let's see, what are the different... Yeah, that doesn't really work, does it? What about this pocketbook? A gardening guide. Wonderful. Put that on top there. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then little produce start right there. Nice. And now we have like a little garden section. That's so cool. Okay. So what we can do then with this area maybe is, again, we don't have a huge amount of space to work with, so I don't know how many trees, if any, we could plant here. But I'm curious now, so let's just see what we could do tree-wise. Let's go back up here. Okay, so we've got a hardwood tree there. Okay, we can't really do that. What about back here? Yeah, we can do that too. Okay, so we have a couple trees there. And maybe we could do... No, we can't do an apple tree there. What about here? Yeah, okay. So we do have an apple tree there. And then we could maybe have a little bit more of a picnic space or something. So let's see what we can do. Whoops. Let's just create a little bit more of like a little dirt area. All right, nice. Yeah, okay. So we've got that, and I do think we could add, let's add a couple of things. So if we added, let's go up here to the, I think I want to add a mum cushion or something. Yeah, maybe a leaf stool as well. Okay, so if we've got, let's get a leaf stool over here. And move that to the side, okay. And then we can also maybe just add like a fishing rod or something. Yeah, cute. And then stick that there, so we have a little bit of space to walk through. And we could have some bait on here as well. So let's try to find where the bait is. And I think it might be all the way down here. Yeah, nice. Okay, cute. And then we're gonna add a few more plants and things. Yep, wonderful. Wonderful. And I'm not quite sure what to add here. So let's think about that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. And then we'll carry on, and we'll have we'll add add some vines as well. Yeah, beautiful. And can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, so you can change kind of the way that they're positioned or the way that they look to a certain extent. Nice. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So we'll get back to this area because I'm not quite sure about what to do there. But we're making really good progress, I think. So let's keep that momentum going. And then we can, oh, oh, I didn't mean to put that there. I meant to plant that here. And let's do another camellia bush. Yep. And that can kind of, these sides can kind of mirror each other. We can have a little bit of symmetry here. And yeah, wonderful. Okay. And then we could also maybe add like some more, like another pile of leaves or something. So let's go down to the plants and check out the piles of leaves. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Loving it. Okay. And then over here, I just want to add like a, maybe another mum cushion and picnic basket, something like that. Or a spooky chair. And if we go up here, we can find the picnic baskets. We do have the bamboo lunchbox, or we have the, let's go for the traditional. Okay, sorry. I realize I have to get into position ahead of time, of course. All right, nice. All right, beautiful. Okay, cool. And then let's just decorate over here real quick. And we're gonna do another shrub. Yep, like so. And then behind that, I'm just probably gonna put like a clump of weeds. Yeah. And then we can also add some vines. And we can do that over here too if I don't get stuck. Oh, no place to plant. Okay, what about over here? Yeah. Over here? Yeah, okay, cool. So at least we have that. And am I stuck again? Kind of. No? It's just not wanting that. Okay, what about here? Nope. I think it might be because of where I've placed like the furniture and stuff, so that's okay though. Alright. Can I plant anything else down there? I don't think I can. Okay, well whatever. We're gonna move on. And then we can also add another shrub. Yeah. And some of these black buds, at least these tulip buds. Wonderful. I think that's really neat. And then over here, I think we could get away with something, like a custom code or something. Yeah, okay. And then what I'm going to do is maybe add another mush item. a mushlow stool. Maybe in the white? Yeah, that's cute. And then we're gonna do something similar here. So if we add these leaves, and then we go back to the mush lamp. Yeah. I want a different color though for that. I've decided. It's a little bit too plain, I think. We need something a little bit more colorful. So let's go back to, or we could go for a glowing moss stool. Yeah, in the red, like that. That's beautiful. Ooh, almost forgot about those. Okay, that's something to think about. So yeah, let's add something over here, shall we? Now, I don't know if I can add any more trees over here. No, there's no place to plant, so that's okay. We will add the red camellia bush right here. And then we can maybe add something else. No, I don't think I want that. Yeah, let's go for that. And then we can add another design of some sort. And we can add another glowing moss stool. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, nice. Liking that. Liking the butterflies that are turning up as well. Oof, I really didn't know how this was gonna go, but I'm liking it, and now I can just walk up these cliffs. Wonderful. Yay. Okay, so let's also do a little bit of pathing over here too. I'm wondering if I should get like some steps or some stairs added, and maybe not. It's not looking like that would be the right thing. So, and that's okay. We're just gonna see how this goes. So I'm gonna create another little path, little dirt path. Okay, cool. So we have a little bit of a path. I tried to line up the path with some of these vines as well, just so you climb up onto the vine, onto the path. And yeah, that's kind of the idea I had in mind there. So this should give us some space to work with and to give us a little bit of definition to our forest. So let's also think about. I think we're gonna just place a bunch of trees over here, but I am thinking about, again, I want to place some vines right over here near this path. So let's go back down here. And yeah, that's good enough. And then again, we can maybe add like, yeah, something there. And something there. And something like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, neat. And then I think what I might do is go back to our handy mush lamp and just stick a mush lamp right there. I think that looks beautiful. And we'll keep that in the green for now. I think that looks really pretty in the green. We can change the time of day, I noticed as well. I don't know that we can change the season, but we can change the time of day once we're done with this Slumber Island. So that's something to consider as well. And I think, okay, I have an idea. So let's go for the mushroom path again and maybe add another one of these really cool red glowing moss stools. And then maybe I need to add like some more vines and stuff too, because I added one vine down below, like one of the vine stools, and that was kind of it. And I think that would work well with like the vines that we have that are climbing up on the walls too. So yeah, let's think about that as well. Let's just do that right now. And there's no room. Sure there is. Let's go for the light green. Yeah, that's cool. And then we can add something here. I don't know what yet. Maybe just a bush. Another camellia bush. Those are kind of coming in handy. Yeah, cool. Okay, neat. And let's see what we can do about some trees and things. So I don't think we can add actual trees back here, but we might be able to add a little something back here. If we go to these plants, we can see what we've got as a possibility. So let's think about maybe adding, I'm going to try to make sure that we're not really seeing the pot back here. But we'll see how that goes. I don't really know what to put in front of it. Let's just have a look. We do have like the stands as well, but I don't really want that. You know what? I'm making this too difficult. Let's add a bush. Let's put a bush in front of it. Yeah, okay. And then we can add maybe, yeah, we can add a little something there. Okay, so that's cool. And then behind that we could add, I don't know what yet. I'm still thinking that through, but let's just see what we got here for different items. Yeah, there's not really any space for that. Ooh. Mush log. Okay, so we're getting rid of that actually. Yeah, we can add this mush log. Beautiful. And then we can put something on top of the mush log. What I like to do, let's go to the, now we have a choice. I do kind of like putting the tree's bounty lamp on top in the white, And I think that's really pretty. That has an interesting glow to things. Or we could add this this candle as well. The holiday candle would look really pretty. But if we go to the plants, I sometimes like to put the moss ball because it kind of looks like there's some growth from that tree, like it's starting again. But I'm kind of liking this lamp, so let's go for that. And then maybe some weeds back here. Okay, great. And then what we can do is add. Maybe we can add some trees. 'Cause this is meant to be a forest, so. Are you serious? There's no place to plant. I beg to differ. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's something. I don't want it that big though. So let's go with a different size. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. And then we can add maybe, oh, I don't know, some well, okay. Yeah. Let's do another mushroom path with the glowing moss stool. Just for a little pop of color here. And I'm really liking how that's looking in general. Where did it go? Oh, yes, it's right here. Okay, nice. Beautiful. And then we can just add like, you're not really gonna see that too much, but well, you might see it a little bit. That's fine. And then I was thinking over here having some sort of lookout. So I need to maybe looking at a telescope or something. If I can find where that is, that would be cool. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And we have a telescope there to look at the stars and things. Okay, neat. And okay, so let's think about what else we can do. I'm gonna add, just because it's easy, a few more vines and things. And then that'll help me get up on that section as well in the future. And then, yeah, we've got like this little bit here, so let's see what we can do about that. Yeah, nice little bit of green there, and then maybe a flower of some sort. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and right, so oh, that's not quite what I wanted. Okay, well, that's not exactly where I wanted that, but that's okay. Let's go back to, ooh, we could maybe add a bike as well, like some mountain biking or something, you know? That makes sense. So this could be, the dirt path could be like a biking trail as well. So I'll try to incorporate that too. Yeah, cool. Okay. I hope I'm not stuck. And let's think about what we could put here for a plant or something. Let's just go over here. Yeah, we can maybe just add a green mum plant over here. Yep, beautiful. Okay. We will get this. We will figure this out. And then I could add even just a little bit of a dirt path over here. It doesn't even have to be much of anything. It can just be something like that. Yeah. And then we could add just a little bit of something like that. And maybe another mush lamp. Beautiful. Okay, so we got a little something there. And let's add a few more trees and things. I think that would make the most sense. But then I just saw this well. So now I'm kind of like, ooh, what could I put here? I have an idea. Let's go for these leaves this time. And instead of the I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna do a mush stool this time, I think. Yeah. Or maybe just a spooky chair in the green. Yeah. And then I wonder what we could have on top of that, if anything. I mean, always books. I love books. But maybe something more nature focused or something like that. I don't know. Some firewood, maybe. Oh, and I can get like some wild log benches too, maybe. That's probably a good idea. Let's just see what's over here. Add like a ladybug model or something. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, in fact, yeah, let's add a wild log bench. Whoops. Yeah. Or do I want that over here? Like, as like a little overlook. Maybe I want to create another path. I don't know. I gotta get some trees down. I keep getting distracted by myself. Okay. So let's go to the trees and let's just do this. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, we got something like that, I guess. That'll do for now. And maybe we can add like different. Let's go back here, see what other trees and things we could potentially add. Maybe another mush parasol. Really? I thought there'd be enough space for that. Okay. So thinking the yellow's quite bright, not sure about that. The strange mushroom's kind of interesting. Maybe we'll go for the white again. Yeah, I think that looks nice and natural. Yeah, we can still get around this way. Okay, that's fine then. I do want like some ability to get from point A to point B. I don't want to trap myself here. Okay, so with that in mind, then let's see what we could add over here. And let's just maybe add some more plants or flowers or something. So maybe the white mum flowers. Is there anything that we can add here as well? Yeah, we can. Oh, that's a bit much. Yeah, let's go for that. Okay, that's something. And then, yeah, I'm thinking we could maybe do a little bit more pathing. Let's see what we can do. So I'm thinking like, oops. Yep. And then we can have like a wild log bench over here. So if we do that, we don't have to have it in a dark color. We can do a lighter wood. I'm thinking maybe the white wood, just to kind of complement the mush parasol there. And then, can I move this back a little ways? Yeah, yeah, I think that works. Or maybe I do want it like this. I mean, you can't use that vine, but that's okay. All right, so that should do. Then, and I can just add some stuff here. So we could, for instance, add another bush or something. So if we go here, yeah, we can do something like that. And then, yeah, add that. Whoops, that's not quite what I wanted. And then we'll add a few patterns and things as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Okay, neat. Yeah, this is, once you get into it, I don't know what it's like to watch what I'm doing. It might not be as exciting, so I apologize. But it really is relaxing to play this game and to just design and to just kind of go at your own pace and do what you want. And it's just really, yeah, it's just a lot of fun, isn't it? I would like to add like a few little furniture pieces if possible. I'm just thinking like what would make sense for like a mountain and forest build, maybe get out some firewood, and we could, I don't know about the chainsaw, but we could maybe get out an axe or something as well. Let's go to other, and if we go up here, then we can find all these different tools. And yeah, okay. So then in that sense, we could have like, I don't know if we can do a tree stump, but let's see if we can. I think we can. Yeah, we can. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we have like a little tree stump, a little bit of wood cutting going on over here. Now, the really tricky bit is, do we have room for any other trees? Because I would really, no, we don't. We don't necessarily have room. I might do a little bit more terraforming then and just create some room, because I would like to add another tree if possible. So we can just... see if that gives us... does that give us enough space? Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a vine in the way. Now it's all... oh my word. Alright. Surely I can get a tree in here. No? No? Oh, finally. Oh my word. Oh gosh. Okay, so we are, yeah, kind of restricted in that area, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, let's add a vine. Okay, well, that's not ideal, but that's all right. I did want, okay, with that in mind, I think I wanted a different size actually. No. Oh, no. I know we can do this. There we go. Yeah, okay. So we do. We have something there. And then I will see what else we can do here. So that's also something to bear in mind. You really need quite a lot of space, it seems like, um, for these trees. But that's all right. We can figure it out. Another thing that we can do potentially is we can kind of create the effect of a tree stump. So this is what I'm going to do. We have this wood design here, which I didn't really want it there. Whoops. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, yeah, we can just keep it there. And then we can get the wood stool, and that kind of looks like a tree stump. So the log stool, I mean. And we can just move that there as well. So that also kind of has a tree stump effect. So that can kind of add to the look of our forest. And then what we can also do, if we go over here to the other section, there's a lot of random stuff here. So don't overlook it. Make sure that you can see everything. So we could have like some mushrooms growing over here as well, and a little bit of a mushroom forest area. We can even place some mushrooms on top of the wooden stump, so it looks like the mushrooms are growing on that, like they've been there for a long time. So that's also a really nice effect as well. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I don't want those, but I want the skinny mushroom there. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's kind of neat as well. And then what we can also do is oh goodness. Okay. We got this. That's not what I wanted on there. I think I wanted the red mushroom over here. Nice. And then we can just add, again, just a little bit of pathing here. Just little bits of dirt path here and there. Excellent. Okay. And then I'm just going to add, whoops, some clumps of weeds and stuff here too. So we can have this little clearing in the forest. That doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be completely covered with stuff. So that's all right. So let's head up here and see what we can do. Now, I was thinking of adding like the volcano or something. If we have that, I think we do. We have to go way down here though, don't we? Yeah, I was thinking like a dormant volcano on one side. There's no room, of course there's not. On one side and then like a cave on the other. So let's see if we can do that. And let's also see what might be the best one. Maybe the Red Rock Peak would look best, yeah. Yeah, neat. Okay. So then we can potentially work around that, hopefully. And I don't know if I can move this. Oh my word. Can I move that? No, I can't. And I'm a little bit stuck there. So we're just gonna head over here and we're gonna work around it. So what I can do is I can lay down like some pathing underneath. Um, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It really can just be, say, this dirt pathing. So let's just add some of that just to make it a bit quicker and easier. And then we can sort of round it off as well. Okay. And then before I put that up, I'm going to figure out what to put over here. So let's think about that. Yeah, let's have a look. I might add maybe like a rock or something over here and just make it seem like a little bit rocky. Whoops. And then what other pathing or whatever could I add there? Not quite what I wanted to do, but that's okay. Could add that and then have something growing or protruding from that. So let's go back over here. Oh, actually, let's go down here because there are other rocks we could potentially use. Yep. Okay. And then, do I have enough space now for this volcano? Let's see. Let's try to find it again. There we go. Yeah, okay, neat. All right. And then we can just figure out what to do over here for this section. Okay, so let's think about that. So we do have this stuff here. I don't know if any of that's really going to work though. But it's good to look and refresh my memory on this stuff because it's easy to forget just all the different things that are in the game, you know? So I think I might add the stone tablet, but I need some space for that. And I'm going to add like a little path code on the bottom as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, neat. And now I am stuck. No. Okay, so let's get the dream ladder. Can I get down at all? Can I? Oh, come on. Yay. I did it. Okay, cool. All right, so we got that. That's awesome. I don't know if I really have room for a cave up here, but we'll see. And I don't know about what we can do down there either, so I don't know. Yeah, I think we have room for a cave here. Yeah, let's get back into the mode. So for the cave, I'm probably stick with this dirt path again. Yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. Okay. Okay, where's the cave at? So we could do brown. I'm kind of thinking brown probably makes the most sense. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so that works. I just want to add a little something on this side. Um, yeah, okay, so let's do that, and then we can add. We can add a red glowing moss stool. Yeah, awesome. And then over here, um, we can maybe add a little bit of that. And what else? A little bit of that. Okay, and we're gonna go for these. I'm gonna see if I can get away with this, so bear with me. Let me get out my trusty, whoops, mush lamp. Oh, there's gotta be, yeah, there's room, there's room. Okay, but is there now room for the cave? Or not? We'll see. We'll see. Let's head all the way down here and we did it. Yay. Okay, that's neat. I like that. Okay, so again, just a little bit of pathing here. Whoops. Well, that's not what I want. Start again. Okay, and nice. Okay, and then oh, I don't know if there's even any room at all for an actual tree. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have to get maybe a little bit creative, which is fine. So let's get down here. And think about what we could add for... Okay. I think I have kind of an idea. Kind of an idea. Let's see. Let's see if it works or not. So... let's go back to the custom designs and... we're gonna go to these plants up here, because we might do another giant vine. I was also thinking maybe like the decayed tree, but maybe the giant vine would work. Yeah, I do kind of like that. And then there might be room as well for the decayed tree, so let's also think about that. Let's maybe add a little bit of pathing like this. Okay, and we can add some plants too. Yep, something like that. And then we can see about adding a decayed tree. Oh, come on, there's gotta be room. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that's something. That gives us kind of a forest effect. Now, of course, I think I'm stuck. So that's an issue. So let's try this again. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can actually do this. Let's go back to that. If I get over there from here, can I get this decayed tree up here? Yes, I can. Okay, great. And then I can add like another plant or something. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now let's get out of design mode. We have our handy dandy. We can add maybe a vine over here too. So let's do that too. Yeah, perfect. And then we can just add a flower or something. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, great. And then maybe add another vine as well over here. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Okay, neat. And then the other thing I was thinking was we get a bicycle and we stick like a mountain bike over here. So let's do that too. We're really making good progress. We're getting there, definitely. So that's awesome. Yeah, nice. Okay. And I just need to try to like get over to the other side there. So can I get down this way? Yes, I can. And let's see if I can add another vine. There's no place to plant things. What about over here? Yeah. Okay, well, that's something. Okay, so then what I can just do here is keep it fairly simple. Let's get we haven't used a camellia bush in a while, so let's go for that. And maybe another black tulip. Maybe a little bit more of this. Okay. And we got that too. And then let's add one of these. And we can add another log stool. Or we could add another, if we go back down here, we have this really cool mush log. Yeah, beautiful. And then maybe over here I can add, if we go to plants, I can add the moss ball on top to make it look like there's something growing there. Yeah, beautiful. And then just down here, whoops, clump of weeds. How about that? Yeah, super duper. Okay, lovely. So I haven't done the beaches. I haven't really done the inside of the house. That might be another video. Oh, and I haven't done this section yet either. Well, I've done it a little bit, but not enough, you know. So let's get on that real quick, and then I think we could make this a two-parter, and we could do the rest of it in another video if anybody is interested. So. And in this case, I'm actually going to use the log stool. Yeah. And there we go for that. All right, neat. And then we'll just add a little bit more pathing too. All right, lovely. And then I can add some more plants. And we can add maybe another leaf pile. So if we go down here, we go to plants. Yeah, beautiful. And we can maybe add the odd weed. And let's get that going. And we can add a little something here too. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So we have a little something here as well for this side. And I think that'll get the job done. It's fairly simple, but I think it will work for now. So yeah, I think this is really cool. And I'm pretty proud of myself. So if you're interested, and I may do it anyways because I'm interested in completing this, I could do another video where I figure out the beaches to kind of add to this forest theme. How do we incorporate the beaches and the rocky bits, and then the house as well? We can decorate that too. And if you know anything about my channel, you know how much I love decorating houses and indoor design. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Let's head up here if we can. Can we get up here and just admire the view as well? And so I had to get a little bit creative with this forest idea in terms of how many trees I could actually plant, how much the game would allow me to plant, how much space I have, and then using other plant-like items to kind of help out filling those spaces. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed this as well, and that it provides you with some inspiration for your own slumber islands. So thank you very much for watching. If you've made it all the way through, at the time of recording, I've been at this for over 2 hours, so I am going to try to cut down the editing to make this a little bit less daunting to watch, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.